When I started DJing, the sync really confused me. I thought it was a handy feature because it would automatically align my tracks. Some DJs would tell me to use it, it's a helpful feature. But other DJs would tell me to never use it because it would be a bad habit. In this video, we'll dive into what sync is, what it does, and when to use it as an ecstatic dance DJ. My name is Jonathan, and I'm an aspiring ecstatic dance DJ. I've teamed up with seasoned ecstatic dance DJ, DJ Divana, to teach the ins and outs of ecstatic dance.
So when we're mixing tracks, we want to make sure that the BPM is the same and the beats are aligned. Let's zoom out for a moment. When DJs had to play with vinyl and record players, they had to do the whole beat matching completely by ear. They couldn't see the value of their BPMs on the screen. They also couldn't see waveforms. So they really had to listen to the song, they had to change the tempos, and they had to manually push and pull the record a bit until it was matching in tempo with the other records. Later, when digital DJing came, we started gaining more and more tools that helped us with this beat matching process. For example, the BPM values on our screens so we can match the two numbers. The waveforms game so we can actually see where the beats and the grid are in a song. Modern controller-based DJing, there is also another function. This is the sync function. This makes sure that the beat alignment and the tempo changes happen automatically. But to be able to use sync correctly, it's good to understand a bit about the mechanisms behind it. So in this lesson, we're going to peek a bit into aligning beats manually. So imagine we have two cars that have the modern technology of cruise control. That means that the driver can set a speed and the car will drive in that speed. Now drivers can also choose to temporarily override the cruise control by stepping on the brakes or stepping on the gas a bit. And when they let go again, the car goes back to its original speed. Hey, I don't have a driving license. Maybe your car works differently, but at least you get what I mean. Imagine these two cars set at the same cruise control speed, but they are not driving next to each other. One is a bit in front of the others. Now, imagine these two cars represent beats and we want to align them. So we have two options. One is we speed up this one temporarily or we slow this one down temporarily. So imagine we go for the first option, we speed this one up temporarily, now they're driving aligned. Okay, these two cars can go away now, and we're gonna practice this with music. So, back to tractor. So let's make them misaligned first. That I do with the top part of the platter. I'm gonna move deck B a little bit off from deck A. Remember, just like the two cars. Then I'm gonna start playing both of them and we will hear a bit of chaos because the beats are not aligned well. Then with the outer part of deck B's platter, not the top part, I'm gonna make it speed up or slow down a little bit so the two are perfectly aligned. Here we go. Gonna press play at the same time. No, we notice we have to turn the other way. And the songs are perfectly aligned. Let's misalign them. When the orange bar is exactly on the white line, it means that the beats are aligned. So now both visually and by hearing, I aligned it using the nudge function of the platter. Quick tip about nudging. On an S2, you have to make quite big movements to get the beats aligned. You can place your index finger on the side of the platter and then you can make quite big turns all the way around because the side of the platter also has quite some grip. For smaller movements, you can even use more fingers to be more precise. Aligning beats is something that has transformed from a pure auditive and mechanical task to something that can be done easier with visual cues and with sync buttons. But to understand how it works, we have to know what is actually going on. So we practice that in this lesson, so we have an idea of what happens when you're trying to align beats to make beat match transitions and make your sets sound flawless.
So, as you can see, sync is a really helpful feature to quickly align tracks if your timing isn't perfect yet. But in order for the sync to work, your tracks need to be analyzed correctly by your DJ software, and this doesn't always happen, especially with some of these funky ecstatic dance tracks. So as a DJ, a beginner DJ, even if you use sync, it's good to know how to manually sync as well for when the automatic sync doesn't work. As you progress and your timings and your nudging are getting better, eventually you can let go of the sync button completely. But as a beginner, it's such a handy tool to have because you already have so many things to worry about. So I would say definitely use the sync. If you enjoyed this video, you're gonna love our Ecstatic Dance DJ Beginner course. We guide everyone from knowing nothing about DJing to being able to perform a live ecstatic dance set. If that resonates with you, then I invite you to check the link in the description below. Subscribe, like, and I'll see you in the next one.